Hello, everyone. I usually talk about legendary Japanese racehorses in English, and today I'm excited to introduce the horse many consider the strongest in the world, Equinox. Equinox was born in 2019. He is a first-crop son of Kitasan Black, a champion middle-distance horse in recent years who won 7 G1 races during his career. Kitasan Black is also widely known for his appearance as one of the main characters in the game Ma Musume. Equinox's dam is Chateau Blanche, a mare who won the G3 Mermaid Stakes, a race restricted to fillies and mares. Equinox entered the stable of trainer Tetsuya Kimura at Miho Training Center. However, before his debut, Kimura received a summary order for power harassment against the stable staff, which resulted in a temporary suspension issued by the JRA. Because of that, Equinox was transferred to the Iwado stable from July 29th to October 31st, 2021. His debut race took place on August 28th, 2021, meaning his first race was run as a horse trained by Iwado. The race was a 1,800-meter turf event at Niigata. Entering the final stretch from a good stalking position, Equinox responded to jockey Christophe Lemaire's signal with 400 meters left and quickly drew away from the field. You see, he won by 6 lengths. This maiden race was extremely strong in hindsight, featuring future G1 winners such as Circle of Life, who went on to win the Hanshin Juvenile Fillies, and Wilson Tesoro, who later captured the JBC Classic. Returning to the Kimura stable, Equinox's next start came in the Tokyo Sports Heinasai Stakes, G2, on November 20th. Sent off as the overwhelming favorite, he raced differently from his debut, settling near the rear before unleashing an astonishing late kick of 32.9 seconds for the final 3 furlongs, sweeping past the field to remain undefeated. This was his first graded stakes victory and also the first graded win for a Kitasan Black offspring. Lemaire commented, "He found his rhythm by himself, accelerated beautifully in the stretch, and used an incredible turn of foot. It was an easy win." His first race of 2022 was the Sasuke Show, Japanese 2,000 guineas, the first leg of the Triple Crown. He entered the race off a 5-month layoff, but this was intentional. The stable avoided prep races because Equinox had a delicate constitution and tended to accumulate fatigue. Lemaire had another top-class mount from the same stable, Geoglyph, but chose Equinox instead. Equinox was sent off as the third favorite behind the previous year's champion juvenile, Dudos, and others. He traveled mid-pack on the outside, gradually improving his position. Entering the final stretch, Equinox surged forward and moved up to the lead with 100 meters remaining. However, Geoglyph came flying on the outside and caught him in the final strides. Equinox finished second. Even in defeat, he showed exceptional potential, considering the long layoff, the unfamiliar right-handed course, and the disadvantage of drawing the far outside gate. Next came the Japanese Derby on May 29th. Once again, Equinox drew the outside, post 18. A strong pace developed, and he settled far back in third-last position. His final 3 furlongs were an incredible 33.6 seconds, and he flew down the stretch. He nearly caught Deduce, but the rival held on by a narrow margin. Deduce set a new record time, and Equinox finished a heartbreaking second once again. After the race, it was discovered that Equinox had suffered significant tendon damage in his left front leg, likely a consequence of the high-pressure performance in the record-setting Derby. He was sent to the farm to recover. After a summer break, the team decided not to run in the Kikuka Show, Japanese St. Leger, and instead aimed for the Tenno Show, Autumn, on October 30th. His rivals included top horses of his generation, Geoglyph, Danan Beluga, as well as proven older horses such as Shahryar, Panthalassa, and Jackdaw. The race unfolded with Panthalassa setting a blazing pace, running the first 1,000 meters in a 57.4 seconds. Equinox sat mid-pack before entering the stretch. Panthalassa still held a huge lead. Lemaire later said it looked like at least 15 lengths, but Equinox produced a stunning closing kick of 32.7 seconds, catching him right at the finish to win. As he crossed the finish line, the Fuji TV announcer shouted, "A genius strike!" A phrase so spontaneous and perfect that it almost felt like fate. It was Equinox's first G1 victory, achieved in only his 5th career start, the earliest tennis show title in history. It was also the first G1 win ever for his sire, Kita-san Black, as a stallion. Lemaire said, "Spring was unlucky, but today we finally showed the real Equinox. This is his first G1, but it won't be his last. He can win many more." His spectacular closing run went viral worldwide on social media. World Horse Racing even posted a humorous edit showing Equinox catching Pantalasa as if he had picked up a star item in Mario Kart. I can't show it here, but feel free to look it up. It's worth watching. Skipping the Japan Cup, his connections announced that his next target would be the Arima Kinen Grand Prix. He attracted enormous support in the fan vote, finishing 3rd overall with 294,688 votes. On December 25th, he entered the Arima Kinen as the heavy 2.3-1 favorite. The field was stacked. Title holder, Geraldina, Vela Azul, Euphoria, Deep Bond, many of the top horses of the era. After the start, Equinox settled slightly behind mid-pack, following title holder. Near the 3rd corner, he moved to the outside and effortlessly advanced, turning for home full of energy. Once Lemaire asked him to go, Equinox sprinted away, winning easily by 2.5 lengths. His victory in the Arima Kinen, in just his 6th career start, was yet another record, the fastest in history. For the year-end awards, the battle for Horse of the Year came down to title holder and Equinox, but the latter received 282 of 288 votes, securing the honor. Equinox's success also led to a sharp increase in his sire, Kita-san Black's stud fee, from 5 million yen to 10 million yen. Equinox's first start of 2023 was the Dubai Shima Classic. He traveled overseas alongside Shahryar in Wynn, Maryland, and bookmakers worldwide installed him as the heavy favorite. On March 25th, the race began. Equinox broke sharply and surprisingly took the lead for the first time in his career. He entered the stretch full of confidence and, without Lemaire using the whip even once, he simply ran away from the field. Lemaire looked back with 100 meters remaining, realized the victory was certain, and stopped urging him, then raised his fist before the finish. Even so, Equinox still won by 3.5 lengths, stopping the clock at 2 minutes, 25.65 seconds, a full second faster than the previous race record. This was the first overseas G1 victory for a Kita-san Black offspring. It was a one-horse exhibition, a public workout showcasing a level of dominance rarely seen. After this race, his international rating immediately rose to world #1, cementing his title as the strongest racehorse on earth. Returning to Japan, Equinox was aimed at the Takarazuka Kinen, where he topped the fan vote. His rivals included Ask Victor Moore, Geoglyph, Justin Palace, Vela Azul, and Geraldina. However, he stumbled slightly at the start and was forced to race from mid-pack. Lemaire remained calm, recognizing the fast pace, and allowed Equinox to stay on the rail and wait. Around the 3rd corner, he moved wide and surged forward. Charging down the stretch, he held off the late charging through 7 Cs by a neck. Despite the small margin, the victory felt decisive, considering his wide rally and the ease with which he controlled the race. It was his 4th consecutive G1 victory, and it also avenged his sire. Kita-san Black's only major defeat had been the Takarazuka Kinen. A Breeders' Cup Turf invitation was considered for the autumn, but the team ultimately stayed in Japan to focus on the Tenno Show, Autumn, and Japan Cup. The Tenno Show, Autumn, was a star-studded event featuring Deuce, Danon Beluga, Jack Dore, Justin Palace, and Prognosis. Although the field was small with 11 runners, the competition was fierce. It was also the first imperial viewing race since 2012, with the emperor himself attending, making the event even more historic. Jack Dore set a fast pace and the crowd gasped when the 1,000-meter mark was passed in 57.7 seconds. Despite the hot pace, the horses did not appear to be running excessively hard, making the time even more surprising. Turning for home, Equinox effortlessly ranged up to Jackdaw and took command. Although 2.5 lengths were shaved off his margin in the final stretches, he won with plenty in reserve. The final time was 1 minute 55.2 seconds, a new Japan and world record for 2,000 meters on turf. For comparison, his sire Kitasan Black won the Tenno Show on a muddy, heavy track in 2 minutes 8.3 seconds, the slowest winning time in the race's history. Equinox, on the other hand, produced the fastest ever. Finally came his ultimate target, the Japan Cup. Initially, only 9 horses were set to run because many trainers did not want to face Equinox. But as the deadline approached, major horses such as Panthalassa and Stars on Earth joined, and the field eventually filled to 18 runners. The race began with Panthalassa setting a wild early pace, followed by title holder, with Equinox tracking them in third. Entering the stretch, Equinox cruised up to title holder and surged past him. Liberty Island, the triple-tier champion, chased hard, but the gap did not close. Equinox won by 4 lengths, never fully extended, a breathtaking display of dominance. With this, he achieved 6 consecutive G1 victories and became the first horse in history to surpass 2 billion yen in career earnings. His 6 turf Gi1 wins place him among the greatest horses ever produced in Japan. As he returned to the winner's circle, Lemaire, overcome with emotion, cried tears of joy. He famously said, "Equinox is like a pony. Anyone could ride him." Of course, a monster like this being compared to a pony is absurd, but that's how smart and easy he was to handle. After the Japan Cup, it was officially announced that Equinox would retire from racing. His career record stands at 10 starts, 8 wins, seconds with no unplaced finishes. Despite the small number of races, his achievements match or exceed those of the greatest legends in Japanese racing history. He held his retirement ceremony at Nakayama Racecourse before beginning his stud career at Shadai Stallion Station. His initial stud fee was an elite 20 million yen, and over 200 top-class mares were bred to him in his first season. In 2025, his first foal was born, and shortly after, his dream match with the 9-time G1 winning supermare Almanai produced a highly anticipated colt. This foal became widely known as the 4 billion yen baby. His first offspring are expected to debut in 2027, and anticipation is already sky-high. In 2025, Equinox achieved yet another historic milestone. He became to be inducted into the JRFA Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. Following his father, Kitasan Black, Equinox became the second generation of Hall of Fame horses in his family. With record-breaking earnings, world record performances, and dominance rarely seen in global racing history, Equinox truly stands among the greatest of all time. And now, the world eagerly awaits the next generation born from his remarkable lineage. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.